Hello guys, welcome back to the Minifest channel. So this week I cooked up something else. I cooked up some Runick Yubel, as you can see by the title. The main reason behind this build was Yubel has consistency issues and it loses very hard into Ogre. So the Runick cards let you dig into your one card combos with Yubel, and it provides protection from Ogre because you can summon Hugin and protect something from Ogre. So the deck actually felt really good. My one loss was because of a misplay game one. I was playing against Flu and I summoned Spirit of Yubel in defense so I could activate its effect. But if I just summoned it in attack, because I already had Nightmare Pain access, I would have had an extra Yubel body. So I could have just had an extra body to swing for 2/7 and killed. But I misplayed, and then game two I drew the only 5 bricks that I kept in the deck, which was very unfortunate. But the rest of the day, the deck felt insane. Every game felt winnable. And yeah, let's just get into the deck profile. Played Free Lotus, one card combo, does everything for the deck. It comes back in the end phase if you control OG Yubel. It's also technically a negate because it changes a monster negate. It changes a monster effect to destroy a Yubel on board, and since it changes the effect, it can apply on unaffected monsters as well, which is really cool. We played Free Spirit of Yubel. This is also a really good discard of Hugin, because you can make, if you don't have Yubel engine, you can make Muckracker and then summon this back from grave and then activates effect to get Nightmare Pain, which is really nice in this version of the deck. We played Free of Squirmer. This is really good in this build because you can discard your engine pieces with Hugin and bring it back with this. And another cool thing it can do in this build is if you discard it off Hugin, you can just brings back a body for free, so it's really good. And then we played one of each brick. This is mandatory. You can technically cut this, but it feels a lot worse if you cut it. We played 1/1 Sharvara and the Unchained Trap. This is mandatory. This technically isn't mandatory, but it opens a lot more lines for the deck, so I think it is mandatory. For the Spirit Gates cards, we played 2 and 2. The reason for this is the best card in the deck. Well, in the engine, not the deck. But I didn't want to play 3 and 1 because then this can only search. You can only get value out of one copy of this, whereas if you play 2 and 2, you can go this, search this, and then on a follow-up turn, you can go this, search this. So you can go this, search this, and then this, search this. Or if you start with this, you can go this, search this, and then this, search this. And that makes the rank 2 negate as well, which is cool in this deck, because it lets you beat other hand traps. We played only 2 Nightmare Pain. being able to protect this with Hugin is really good, and this is really good in this build because basically you kill your opponent in their battle phase, because most of the time your battle phase is going to be skipped from the runic cards, but this card forces your opponent to attack your Yubel monsters, so you can deal damage to them in their battle phase when you don't have one, which is kind of cool. We played Mature Chronicle and Eternal Favorite. So cool combo with this is, like, if you've got a runic spell engrave, you can banish one with SP and then add it back with this, and then you get another runic spell. Say you have like a tip engrave, you can banish tip, add back tip, and then you have a tip in hand. And then of course it just adds back banished cards, which is really good, especially on the shifter. The main effects you usually use off this card are add back a banished card and special Yubel if you need an extender. We're not playing Super Poly. I'll get into reasons why later. But you don't want to banish a card from deck, and the destroy effect might come up in certain situations but rarely will. Eternal Favorite is technically cuttable, but it's such a good card for the grind game because you can bring back Spirit of Yubel and get follow up every turn. Keep in mind with this card to use the special summon effect as Chainlink 2 so that you can actually activate Spirit of Yubel, because it says neither player can activate effects on the summon of the card. So yeah, so keep in mind that you need to use the special summon effect as Chainlink 2 if you want to trigger Spirit of Yubel. And for the fuse from both fields effect, it's only live while you have OG Yubel, so it won't come up much, but because usually you want to make Voodoo Dress anyway, but it will come up in certain situations, obviously. Then we played Free Nightmare Throne. This is also a one card combo and is the best one card combo in a deck, and this is another copy, Terraforming, and this also searches for your Runic Fountain, which we play 2 copies of, obviously. It's semi-limited. And then for the Runic Quick Play spells, we played Free Runic Tip, Free Runic Flashing Fire, Free Freezing Curses, Free Destruction, Free Slumber, and 1 Dispelling, which rounds out the deck count to 43. Felt really good. No consistency issues other than the one game where I think I just shuffled poorly because we just finished a grind game and I didn't power shuffle and just shuffled a few times and passed it back, and it must have been cut where all the Yubel cards were from last game, so make sure to shuffle properly. That's a good thing to keep in mind. We played Yama, Soul of Rage, Anguish. These were the only Unchained cards I played. You don't need the Link 4 in this build. SP Little Knight card is insane, obviously. We played Muckracker. This is insane in this build with Hugin, as I explained before. Gin Buster to make with the Sacred Beast cards. This is really good to get the extra burn damage, and it can put your opponent on a clock, and you can protect it with shit like Nightmare Pain and Hugin. Voodoo Dress, it's just Baron but better. You make it really easy in this deck. Usually you want to just end on this. Then 2 Hugins for the runic stuff. Obviously cards cracked, searches fountain and protects your stuff from destruction, and you can recycle these with Mature Chronicle in grind games. One Jerry to recycle a fountain from grave. The battle effect comes up sometimes. Sleipnir. This card's really cool because it frees up the EMZ to use your Runick cards on their turn. Just an extra battle protection card, I guess, because you can SP them in their battle phase with that. We played one Loving Defender for the trap. It comes up sometimes, not often, but when it comes up, it's really good. Gravity Controller, if you really need to free up your EMZ, comes up in those situations, so it's nice. Also, it turns your Runicks into a dark, so you can activate Nightmare Pain and destroy this, and then you can only search off Nightmare Pain. And then one Haggard Lizard, so it turns a Runick plus any card into a free draw basically, so you can dig for Runick cards or Engine, which is really cool. And then side deck we played Free Ash, really flexible, good into lab and branded, which I was mainly scared of branded and getting gimmick locked. Hence why you'll see with these side deck choices, played Free Droplet. Again, scared of getting gimmick locked, so it was really good. I played Cold Buy and 2 Foolish Return. Again, I was scared of getting gimmick locked, so I played these as well. In hindsight, these should be Cosmics, because Cosmics are more flexible, and my only back row hate being Destruction is kind of greedy, so I think I would play Cosmics in the future. Then 3D Barrier, because this card's just cracked, and then Skill Drain, because that's also cracked. And yeah, that's the deck. Like I said, Super Poly. I'm not playing Super Poly because I feel that it's not the best in Yubel. Some people feel like it's necessary to play it because, oh, you get a Yubel on board, you can fuse their board away. It's insane. But for that to occur, you need to be able to play the game, because you need to resolve Samsara Lotus to get to a Yubel, you need to resolve Spirit of Yubel in hand to get to a Yubel, or you need to resolve Nightmare Throne, like destroy a Spirit from deck and trigger Spirit to get to a Yubel. Like, those are your only ways into a Yubel, other than the trap as well, I guess, but that's very slow. For those lines to get to a Yubel on board, you need to commit a lot of resources and hope your combos don't get stopped. Whereas if you just play more cards to ensure your combo goes through, the deck is much better. So I feel like Super Poly is actually incorrect in the deck. You can side like one copy of Super Poly because it's searchable off Mature Chronicle, but I actually don't like Super Poly in Yubel at all right now, I think. And after Phantom of Yubel, I would never even consider Super Poly in the deck. But yeah, that's the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. If you have any questions, make sure to drop them in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys next time.